I've tried to break down the different aspects of playing. Now, the problem is this, right? The first problem everybody has is that your mind, which is your conscious mind, tries to take on too much. When you're in what I call the spelling phase, when you're learning a new song, your conscious mind has got more of a job directing things to some degree. It's processing lots of things, and quite often they never get out of that mode. You've got your conscious mind, so you've got your ear, right? But you've got your physical ear, and that's what basically takes in all the sound information. But it doesn't. It's just a receptor. So that information gets sent somewhere else. What goes into your ear, it goes in like 1 or 2 second or 3 second chunks. Very short-term memory. You know when you say somebody says, remember this phone number, and unless you keep saying the phone number over and over again, the minute somebody says, what's the date today? And you go, and then what was that phone number? You go, it's gone. You know what I mean? It's like, well, it is with me anyway. It's like, unless you reinforce short-term memory, it goes, because that's its point. Its point is to just retain temporarily before it goes somewhere else. But very short-term memory is important for music, because if you think about it, if you want to hear, you know, that tune I was just doing, the Simon and Garfunkel tune, right? As I get to here, you've got to have some memory of this, even though it starts to fade. You've got to have some memory of it in order for that overall contour to mean anything. Do you know what I mean? It has to have some sort of persistence. So you get a certain amount of it, and that's all. When you're playing, that's all you're interested in. So if your retention is only, say, let's just say it's 3 to 5 seconds is a long time. Say your retention is 3 seconds. Then as long as you can stay in time for those 3 seconds, and as they roll on, and the last chord change and the chord change before will influence your next chord change. You know what I mean? It's no point. This is kind of the thing for a scale. There's no point running across a 2-octave scale except to develop your physical ability to do it, you know. Because musically, you very rarely will run across 16 notes without repeating something or doing something else, you know. But that's you. Then you've got your. I'm not sure the best order to do yet, but you got your inner ear, which is something I'm coining it this in this context for the first time. I usually say it's like your musical ear or just your ear. And that's the thing that builds all the models of the songs that you get from repetition, from either repeating on your guitar or listening to songs. Though I say listening to the source material is important. The modelling of it. And also, like I said to the beginners as they went out, you know, if you do some just strumming things, you strum. You've got a song, say a lot of these songs, we were talking about this, weren't we, about changing from E to A to D. Then you set yourself a task and you go, I'll play 4 bars on E, 2 bars on D, 2 bars on E, 4 bars on E, 2 bars. And just repeat and repeat and repeat it. You can set it up as a mechanical exercise. But what you're supposed to be doing is, that's supposed to, the sound of it going into your ear builds a model of what that chord pattern sounds like in your inner ear. And it just builds it up, right? And then, when you try to play along to say loaded, at some point, if you've repeated that model in your inner ear from just playing a mechanical pattern, there's got to be a leap of intuition to say, oh, I can hear that pattern now in loaded. It's most about getting the other stuff out of the way, so you can dig down to what the chord changes are. It does work because you've struggled with that, and that you've got a lot better with that. And, you know, so it's like, just to say, I've had success in the past. So inner ear. Then you've got but the other thing is you've got physical muscle memory, right? And visualisation. It's a bit fancy. That's visualisation, because you can combine 3-string words into a scale, or you can draw it out as a scale. You visualise, you see it, your physical muscle memory executes it, and your inner ear has a model of it because you've played it a few times already. And all 3 things come together and go bang, and your mind goes, correct, that you played it right, or your mind goes, that's wrong. Do you see what I mean? Is it a visualisation? So are you processing it quick enough? Because it should just take it all in one go to know what you're supposed to play if you've looked at the diagram enough. Or is it a physical thing because you know what it is, but your fingers won't go through it, which takes a different path. You need a different path. The difficult one is to diagnose is it because it's not in your inner ear, because they all have their own sound. But I'm hoping that kind of framework, you aren't going to, you know, I'm going to try and apply it to diagnosing things as in your playing and structure the classes. So you'll probably hear it again. But I just thought you might find it useful to see how everything that you do is fragmented, but it all comes to amalgamate. It needs to amalgamate together. And the thing that amalgamates it is this: the conscious mind is the one that goes wrong, correct. You know, out of time, lost the sync. It's got this binary job, and it's also got a job to do where you have to is its ego, because it's got the mind's the only bit with the ego. Is it navigates the songs 4 times? Like for instance, Don't Stop, EAD, EDAA 3 times, BBBB 4 once. Yeah, 4. Yeah, BBBB once. Is it once? Just at the end of the line, yeah. You know, or who are you? EDAE and CG. You know, CG. You haven't got. Like I'm doing it out of context because the mind does navigates, prompts the direction through, navigates the song. But again, it doesn't need to recall it as a separate thing. It's just that when you're in the song, the mind's got to be there. Oh, what's next? How many times have I done the light? You know, that progression. That means I've got to go to BBBB if it's Fleetwood Mac.